Hello students, welcome to Alphos e-learning. Today we are going to derive the formula for Newton's length formula. Already we have length formula, that is 1 by v minus 1 by u is equal to 1 by f. So here u and v are object and image distances which are taken from optic center of the lens, and u and v values are substituted in this equation. You can find the focal length of the lens, but this is another way to find the focal length of the given lens. So Newton's length formula, but in this case consider a lens. So object and image distances are not taken from the optic center, they are taken from focus points. This is first principal focus, this is the second principal focus f2. Object of height h1 is keeping at certain distance from the first focus point, which is say x1, which is known as object distance, and its corresponding image is formed on another side. See, this is a parallel beam of light incident on the lens. After refraction it passes through the focus point. Now whenever the ray passes through focus point, after refraction it becomes parallel, and finally it is giving its image. Say image, its height is h2, which is at a distance of h2 from the second focus point. Okay, now it's very clear. Object is keeping on one side of the lens, its height is h1, and which is kept at a distance of x1 from first focus point, and its corresponding image is formed on another side, and which is at a distance h2 from the second focus point of this lens. Now let us consider this is a triangle 1 and this is a triangle 2. This is triangle 1, this is triangle 2. Of course this is h1, this part is also taking a h1. See, this is also h1, and this is h2, corresponding this is also h2. Okay, now this is triangle 1, this is triangle 2, this is triangle 3, and this is triangle 4. Okay, now here triangle 1 and triangle 2, these two are similar triangles. 1, 2 are similar triangles. Therefore corresponding their sides ratio, that is h1 and its corresponding side opposite, this is h2. Of course from here to here it is focal length f1, from here to here it is focal length f2, say another focus point. So here 1 and 2 are the similar triangles. The ratio of their corresponding sides, that is h1 by h2 is equal to h1 corresponding adjacent side is giving, this is x1 by its corresponding adjacent side is f1. Equation 1, keep it aside and go for another P. Triangle 3 and 4 are similar. 3, 4 are similar triangles. Again using the ratio of their corresponding sides. This is h2 and this is h1. Again h1 by h2. h1 corresponding adjacent side is, what is this? f2. Yeah, f2 by h2 corresponding adjacent side is x2. This is equation 2. From equation 1 and 2, this is equation 1, this is equation 2. So these two are equating because h1 by h2, h1 by h2. Therefore x1 by f1 is equal to, so f2 by x2, f1 f2, which is equal to x1 x2. This is Newton's formula. So this formula is used whenever the medium is on the both the sides of the lens are different. Then in such case, two focus points are definitely, they will be different. F1, F2 are the different, they are not equal. Why? Because here the lens is keeping in non-homogeneous medium on both the sides of the lens. Therefore, so first focus point distance, second focus point its distance, both are different, so that F1, F2 is equal to x1 into x2. Right? This is a Newton's lens formula. Suppose if medium is same on both the sides of the lens, means the lens is keeping in a homogeneous medium, mu1, we say air medium, then in such case F1 is equal to F2 is equal to F. So both the focus points will be equal, which are at equal distance from the optic center. Therefore, F1, F2 both are F, and substituting them, F square is equal to x1, x2, F is equal to root over x1, x2. So here this is Newton's lens formula, where the object distance and the image distance, these two are taken from principal focus points, not from optic center. So here in this case lens formula, here object distance and image distance both are taken from optic center, and in this u and v both our values are given, then we can find the focal length of the lens by substituting these values. Whereas here Newton's lens formula, so here, so object distance and image distances, instead of measuring from optic center, they are giving or they are measuring from focus points. In such case, focal length of the lens can be found by using this formula or by this formula. Because here non-homogeneous medium is there on both the sides, we can use this formula, or homogeneous medium is used, we can use this formula. Okay, and one more important point here. So this formula can be used for thick and thin lenses both. It is valid for thick lens and also valid for thin lens. Thick and thin lenses for both, this formula is valid. Why? Because these distances are measuring from focus points, not from the optic center. Therefore, there is no question of confusion, there is no question of errors. Actually, here optic center and the pole, while we are taking the refraction formula, so we measuring from the pole and object and image distance measured from the optic center. Therefore, some error will comes in it. Therefore, here in this case, object and image distances measured from the focus points. Therefore, this formula can be used for thick and thin lenses. Now, the deviation suffered by light. When a ray of light is incident on the lens, then which undergoes refraction, and due to refraction of light when it is passed through a lens, and definitely so lens will give the deviation for the light during its refraction. So let us consider a lens. Case 1, if you consider case 1, a ray of light is incident on this lens, which is parallel to the principal axis and is striking at a height small h. Right? So after refraction, it comes to focus on the principal axis, which is at its focus point. Of course, this is a focal length, image formed at a distance of its focal length. Now there is a deviation suffered by the light. So the deviation is given in clockwise direction. This is in clockwise sense deviation delta. These two are parallel light rays. This is transverse line. This is delta and this one is also delta. Now from this triangle, see, this is center C, this is A and this is F2. This is A this is center C, this is F2, and this side is focal length F, and this one is H, and this is a delta. From this triangle, tan delta is equal to opposite side H by adjacent side F. Okay. Now this is tan theta is equal to H by F. For paraxial rays, so we consider paraxial rays which are going to incident on the lens, and after refraction they come to focus, giving its final image on this principal focus point. Now for paraxial rays, delta is very small. Therefore, tan delta is equal to merely delta. Therefore, delta is equal to H by F. This is the deviation suffered by the light when a parallel beam of light is incident on the lens and striking at a height h and undergoes deviation, and finally it giving its image at its focus point, but focal length of the lens is f. Therefore, deviation equal to h by f. Now, case 2, we can also find the formula by taking another case, that is a convex lens. Suppose its focal length is f. So object is keeping somewhere in front of the lens. This is object, and this is center of the optic center of the lens. So this is object distance minus u. Why? Because we are taking the sign convention. With sign convention, object distance minus u, and its corresponding image is formed on this principal axis at a distance v. Sign convention plus v. Here, this is the image, this is the object. Now the light is taking deviation over here. Actually, it is traveling along this path due to this lens, due to refraction. So instead of traveling in this direction, it is deviated by an angle delta. Now, so this is alpha, say this is beta. Yes, we know that from plane geometry, sum of interior angles in a triangle will be equal to exterior angle, delta equal to alpha plus beta. Of course, the light is striking at a height, say h here. So here the incident ray which is making an angle alpha with the principal axis, and refracted ray will also making an angle beta with the principal axis, and deviation suffered is delta, and delta is equal to alpha plus beta. Now delta is equal to alpha is, see here, this is opposite side, this is adjacent, alpha and beta are very small values, and by which we are taking that h by, this is adjacent side minus u, plus this is a h by, this is v, adjacent side. Therefore delta is equal to h of, this is for convenience 1 by v minus 1 by u. You can modify this. So here taking h common, 1 by v minus 1 by u, which gives the lens formula. So instead of 1 by v minus 1 by u, we can substitute 1 by f. Delta is equal to h by f. So this is deviation suffered by the light. In both the cases, we are obtaining same. So no need to take the parallel beam of light, a ray of light which should be parallel to the principal axis in order to find the deviation suffered. Either it is parallel beam or at any certain angle, object is keeping on the principal axis, and the deviation is also giving in this case. In such case, deviation calculated. Here in this case, deviation calculated. Both are giving same answers. This is equation 1 and equation 2. These two deviations are giving same. So no difference at all. So in this way, the deviation suffered by the light. Now, we can also find the power here. In this case, power can be estimated for a lens. So what is the meaning of power? Power is, it is the ability, it is the measurement of ability of a lens by which how great the light rays are converging, how great the light rays will diverge when the refraction takes place through the lens. So that indicating the power of a lens, whether it is converging lens, whether it is a diverging lens. So definitely converging or diverging lenses, they should have their own powers. Power in the sense, a lens should have its own ability by which the light rays will be converge or diverge when they are incidenting on this lens after refraction. Let us see that power, how can we find the power? Right? Power, already given that power is, it is a measure of ability of a lens by which how great the light rays are converges, how great the light rays are diverge when the light is refracted through the lens. So this power can also be defined that the tangent of angle by which the light rays are converges or the light rays are diverge whenever they are incidenting at a unit distance above the center of the lens, optic center. Once again I repeat. So power can also be defined that the tangent of angle by which the light rays converges or diverges whenever the light rays are incidenting on the lens at unit distance from optic center. Okay. Now here see, power is equal to tangent of angle. Angle in the sense that is deviation. This much deviation taking place by which the light rays converging. Light rays converging. Of course, the divergence and convergence, whatever it may be, if you consider the concave lens, then the light will diverge. But in case of convex lens, the light will converge. Therefore, here how much angle it is converging, how much angle it is deviated. So that is tangent of the angle by which the light is converged. How much angle light is converged? By the deviation angle, that is delta. Therefore, power is defining that the tangent of the angle by which the light is diverge or converge whenever the light is incidenting on the lens at a distance of unit distance from the optic center. See here, I will show this clearly. See, this is light is incidenting at unit distance. H is equal to 1 unit. 1 unit. See here, once again, the power of a lens is defined as the tangent of angle by which the light is converges or diverges when it is incidenting at unit distance from the optic center of the lens. That is P is equal to tan delta. Tan delta already we have formula, that is H by F. But according to definition of this power, so H is put H equal to 1 unit, and in SI system 1 meter, or in CGS 1 centimeter 1 unit. Therefore, it leads to power that equal to tan delta, which is equal to 1 by F. Yes, power is equal to 1 by F in meters, that is focal length is considered in meters. 1 by F is the power of a lens. And if F focal length is considered in centimeters, then we can write it as power equal to 100 by F, which is in centimeters. So power formula 1 by F, that in meters whenever f is in meters, and 100 by f when f is focal length is considered in centimeters, CGS system. So of course, overall this power of a lens can be found or can be measured, that in which units? Diopters, units of power. See here, the power formula we are taking from this deviation formula. Tan delta is equal to h by f. So indirectly tan delta is the power of the lens. That power P is equal to h by f, but we are taking the condition under which we defining the power of the lens, that at unit distance the light is striking the lens, that h equal to 1 unit is substituted, then you will get power equal to tan delta 1 by f, P is equal to 1 by f. So f in meters, when 100 by f in centimeters. Okay. Now units of power, units of power, diopters, diopter. So it is represented by capital D, and power of a lens that is measured in diopters, its symbol is capital D. Yes, the power, it can be positive, it can be negative. So in which case the power is positive, in which case power is negative for a lens. Suppose a lens has converging nature. So lens is converging in nature, definitely its power is taken to be positive. See, whenever we consider a convex lens, a ray of light, parallel beam of light incidenting, then these light rays are converges to a point. So light rays are converging to a point. So this lens is converging in nature. For this converging in nature, its power is taken to be positive. How its power is positive? We know focal length of this convex lens or converging lens is positive. Therefore, power is equal to 1 by f formula. Then power equal to 1 by plus f. As a whole power we are getting positive value. Because focal length is positive, therefore corresponding power is positive. So this is for converging lens. Therefore, we can give the statement when a lens which has converging in nature, which is converging the light rays during the refraction of light, converging the light rays for that lens, so its power is taken to be positive. If a lens is diverging in nature, say concave lens which is keeping in air medium, the light rays are diverges from it. The light rays are diverging. So in such case, we can also prove its power is negative. How? The focal length of this lens is diverging lens. Concave lens focal length is negative. Therefore, its power formula 1 by f. Then put the value 1 by, so minus f, and as a whole the power value is giving negative. So very clear. There are two types of lenses. One lens is converging the light rays. If it is converging in nature, then its power is taken to be positive, and diverging in nature, and its power is taken to be negative. Therefore, convex lens and concave lens, these two are keeping in air medium. So in both the cases, we observe that the power of this convex lens is positive, power of the concave lens is negative. So in this way we can distinguish how the powers will have the lenses converging in nature and diverging in nature for two lenses, convex and concave lens.